Introduction. Welcome. This book is your guide to transforming your mindset and stepping into the life you were created to live. Every thought you hold, every word you speak, and every action you take shapes your destiny. Through these pages, you'll learn how to break cycles of fear, align your mind with purpose, and embrace a daily practice of renewal. This is your invitation to a new mindset, a renewed heart, and a life of intentional living. Chapter 1. You become what you believe. Everything starts with belief. Belief is the quiet architect of your destiny. Before success is seen, it's believed. Before peace is felt, it's chosen. Before your breakthrough comes, your mind has to make room for it. Most people don't realize that belief is not just about what you say, it's about what you truly accept as possible for you. You can say, "I'm blessed," but if deep down you don't believe you deserve blessing, your actions will always sabotage that truth. Belief creates behavior, and behavior creates results. When you believe you are capable, you start acting like it. When you believe you are chosen, you stop settling. When you believe God is with you, you stop fearing what's against you. Proverbs 23:7 says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." That means your life rises or falls based on what's happening in your heart, your belief system. If you grew up hearing that life is hard, money is evil, or you'll never amount to much, those beliefs can quietly build walls around your potential. But you are not bound to what you've been told. You are free to believe something better. A renewed mind says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." My past does not define me. I am capable of learning, growing, and changing. I am worthy of peace, purpose, and abundance. So let this be your first mindset shift. Your beliefs are not fixed. You can replace them. You can rewire your mind to agree with truth, not trauma. Faith is belief in action. It's believing even when the evidence hasn't caught up yet. It's trusting that your breakthrough is already being prepared while you're still working and waiting. Say this out loud. "I believe I am becoming everything I was created to be." Let that be your starting point, because belief is the seed of transformation. Chapter 2. Breaking the cycle of fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are the twin thieves of destiny. They steal your confidence, your courage, and your creativity. Fear whispers, "What if you fail?" Doubt adds, "You're not even good enough to try." And before you know it, opportunities pass by, doors close, and your potential stays locked behind hesitation. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar that sounds like reason. It hides behind logic. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe I should wait. But faith doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Faith creates them. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." If fear doesn't come from God, then it's not something you were meant to keep. The moment you recognize fear, you can replace it. Not by ignoring it, but by confronting it with truth. When fear says, "You can't," you respond, "I can, through Christ who strengthens me." When doubt says, "You're not ready," you reply, "God equips those he calls." Every time you choose faith over fear, your mindset becomes stronger. You stop living in reaction and start living in intention. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward in spite of it. Fear says, "What if I fail?" Faith says, "What if I fly?" Start practicing small acts of courage. Speak up when you usually stay quiet. Apply for that opportunity you think you're unqualified for. Start that project even if your voice shakes. Each act of faith chips away at doubt. And one day, the very thing that used to scare you will become your testimony. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate fear, it's to stop letting it lead. Because where faith leads, growth follows. Chapter 3. The Law of Mindset. You attract what you expect. Life mirrors your mindset. If you expect struggle, you'll see struggle. If you expect favor, you'll begin to notice doors opening where walls used to be. Expectation is a magnet. It pulls experiences that match your beliefs. That's why Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." What you speak reveals what you expect, and what you expect shapes what you experience. When your thoughts are full of worry, you begin to attract situations that match worry. But when your heart is full of faith, you start to attract peace, solutions, and opportunities. This isn't magic, it's mindset alignment. Faith and expectation are partners. You can't pray for abundance while expecting lack. You can't ask for peace while entertaining chaos in your thoughts. Renewing your mind means raising your expectations to match God's promises. When he said, "I will make a way in the wilderness," he didn't say you'd have to figure it out alone. He said, "Trust me." Expectation is the evidence of trust. It says, "I may not see it yet, but I know it's coming." So ask yourself, what have I been expecting lately? Defeat, delay, or divine alignment? Start shifting your inner language. Instead of saying, "Nothing ever works out for me," say, "Everything is working for my good." Instead of, "I never have enough," say, "I always have what I need and more is on the way." Instead of, "I can't catch a break," say, "I'm walking in breakthrough." Your life begins to reflect what you consistently believe and speak. Expectation opens the door for manifestation. So today, expect good things, expect progress, expect peace, because when your mindset changes, your life follows. Chapter 4. Discipline is freedom. Most people think discipline is restriction, but in truth, discipline is freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from confusion, freedom from the cycles that keep you repeating the same mistakes. Discipline is simply choosing what you want most over what you want now. A renewed mind understands that freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It comes from mastering your decisions. Every habit you build is either serving your future or sabotaging it. When you discipline your thoughts, you stop letting emotions drive your actions. When you discipline your time, you stop living in distraction. When you discipline your faith, you stop giving fear the final word. Hebrews 12:11 says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace." That's the secret. Discipline produces peace. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Wake up with intention. Speak life even when you don't feel like it. Show up for your goals even when no one is clapping. Pray when you'd rather complain. Stay grounded when you'd rather give up. That's discipline. Every small act of obedience trains your mind to follow truth, not temptation. If you want to renew your mind, practice discipline in these three areas. Your thoughts. Don't let every negative idea live rent-free in your mind. Your words. Only speak what builds, not what breaks. Your habits. Create structure that supports your peace, because discipline is how you build the life you keep praying for. Freedom isn't found in the absence of rules. It's found in the presence of purpose. Chapter 5. Your words create worlds. Words are seeds. Every time you speak, you plant something. Life or death, hope or fear, progress or pain. Your words frame your world. The book of Genesis says God spoke creation into existence. He didn't build with his hands, he built with his words. And because you are made in his image, your words carry that same creative power. That means you can speak peace into chaos. You can speak strength into weakness. You can speak life into the areas that feel dead. When you say, "I can't," your mind shuts down possibility. When you say, "I can," your brain starts looking for ways to make it true. This is why complaining is dangerous. It reinforces what you don't want. But gratitude and faith-filled language attract more of what you do want. So today, start watching your words. Replace "I'm so tired" with "I'm recharging my strength." Replace "I'll never figure this out" with "I'm learning as I go." Replace "It's too late for me" with "It's my time to rise." The shift seems small, but it's powerful. Because when you change your language, you change your energy. And when your energy changes, your life changes. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us, death and life are in the power of the tongue. That means your words can either bury your potential or bring it back to life. Let this be your declaration. My words align with my faith, not my fear. I speak life. I speak victory. I speak abundance. Your world will begin to reflect your words. So speak wisely, because your future is listening. Chapter 6. Gratitude shifts everything. Gratitude is the gateway to peace. When you live in a mindset of gratitude, lack loses its grip, because gratitude turns what you have into enough and what you see into a blessing. So many people live in frustration not because they don't have enough, but because they've forgotten what they already have. They chase what's next without honoring what's now. But when you pause and thank God for where you are, He prepares you for where you're going. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Notice it says in all circumstances, not for all circumstances. You don't have to be thankful for pain, but you can still be thankful in it, because even in the struggle, God is still working. Gratitude rewires your brain. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible, from I'm stuck to I'm growing, from why me to thank you, Lord, for trusting me with this moment. Here's a daily gratitude practice to renew your mindset. Each morning, list 3 things you're grateful for, even small ones. Throughout the day, say thank you when something goes right, even tiny wins. Before bed, reflect on one lesson you learned that day and thank God for it. When you make gratitude a habit, joy becomes your default setting. Because the more thankful you are, the more blessings you notice. And the more blessings you notice, the more blessings flow. So if life feels heavy, pause and give thanks. Not because everything is perfect, but because gratitude is what brings you peace in the middle of it all. Chapter 7. Letting go of control and trusting God. We all like to feel in control. We plan, predict, and prepare, trying to make sure everything goes exactly our way. But true peace doesn't come from control. It comes from trust. Sometimes God allows delays, detours, and disappointments not to punish you, but to prepare you. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path." That means your job isn't to figure everything out. Your job is to trust that God already has. When you let go of the need to control every outcome, you make room for God to move. You stop overthinking and start flowing. You stop forcing and start aligning. Trust is faith in motion. It's saying, God, I don't understand this season, but I know you're still good. It's saying, even when I can't see the way, I know you're making one. Surrender is not weakness. It's wisdom. Because when you finally stop fighting for control, you'll realize He was carrying you all along. Sometimes the delay is divine. Sometimes the closed door is a protection. Sometimes the unanswered prayer is guidance. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Trust that every setback is setting up your next step, and every no is redirecting you toward a better yes. Let go, breathe, and let God handle the parts you can't, because peace begins where control ends. Chapter 8. You are not your past. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. It shaped you, but it doesn't define you. And the moment you stop identifying with who you used to be, you make space for who you're becoming. The enemy loves to use your past as evidence that you'll never change. He reminds you of the mistakes, the failures, the shame, anything to keep you from seeing how far you've already come. But God doesn't consult your past when planning your future. Isaiah 43:18-19 says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." That means if you're still replaying the old story, you're missing the new one God's trying to write. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago or even 5 months ago. Growth is happening even when you don't see it yet. Stop identifying yourself by old pain. You are not your heartbreak. You are not your failure. You are not your trauma. You are who God says you are, chosen, renewed, and free. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know before you knew better. Release the guilt that keeps you tied to a version of yourself that no longer exists. You are under no obligation to stay the same when God is calling you higher. Let the past teach you, not trap you. Every scar carries a story, But you get to decide what that story means. Will it be a symbol of shame or proof of survival? Today, choose to see your past as preparation, because everything you've been through is proof that you were never alone and that you're still standing for a reason. Chapter 9. Walking in Purpose. Purpose is not something you chase. It's something you become. It's not found in one big moment. It's revealed through consistent obedience in small moments. Every act of kindness, every hard decision, every step of faith is leading you somewhere greater. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That means your purpose was written before you even arrived. You don't have to compete or compare. Your lane is yours. Purpose begins when you stop asking, "What do I want to do?" and start asking, "Who am I called to serve?" Because purpose always serves someone else. It's bigger than money, titles, or fame. It's about impact, using your gifts to make life better for others. Sometimes purpose feels uncomfortable. It stretches you, challenges you, and requires faith. But that discomfort is proof that you're growing. If you feel lost about your purpose, start with what's in front of you. Be faithful with the small things. Show up with excellence in the season you're in. Because faithfulness in the small prepares you for the big. Purpose isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. It's about walking each day with intention, trusting that every step, even the missteps, are working together for your good. When you renew your mind, you start to see your life differently. You realize that what once felt random was actually preparation, that what once broke you was actually building you. Walk boldly in your purpose, because the world doesn't need a perfect version of you, it needs the purposeful one. Chapter 10. The Daily Practice of Renewal. Renewing your mind isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice, a rhythm of reflection, realignment, and growth. Just like your body needs daily nourishment, your mind needs daily renewal. Start each morning by setting your focus. Before you grab your phone, speak a declaration over your day. Today, I choose peace over pressure. I choose faith over fear. I choose gratitude over complaining. I choose to see possibilities, not problems. This daily mindset practice can transform everything. Morning. Speak your affirmations and pray for alignment. Throughout the day, pause when overwhelmed and remind yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be. Evening. Reflect with gratitude and ask, what did I learn today? You can't control every event, but you can control your response. And your response comes from your mindset. The more you practice awareness, gratitude, and faith, the more natural renewal becomes. You'll start to notice how quickly you bounce back from frustration. You'll start to recognize old thoughts before they take root. You'll start to feel lighter, not because life is easier, but because your mind is stronger. Transformation is not about perfection, it's about progress. One day at a time, one thought at a time, one renewal at a time, because your mindset determines your movement. And a renewed mind moves differently, with grace, peace, and confidence. Conclusion. Step into the new you. You've come to the end of this journey, but really it's only the beginning. Because renewing your mind isn't a destination, it's a lifestyle. You now understand that your thoughts are powerful, that your words carry weight, that gratitude shifts your perspective, and that trusting God frees you from fear. You've learned that discipline brings peace, that your past doesn't define you, that purpose is found in obedience, and that faith will always take you further than fear. You've learned how to think differently, and that's where real transformation begins. So step into this next season with confidence. Walk with your head high, your heart open, and your faith strong. Because the same God who brought you this far isn't done yet. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every delay is preparation for what's coming next. And every thought you renew brings you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Remember this truth. Your mind is the garden of your future. Plant faith, plant peace, plant purpose, and watch your life bloom. Take a deep breath, smile, and say to yourself, I am renewed. I am ready. I am walking in purpose because the shift has already begun. Speak life. I'm recharging my strength instead of I'm so tired. I'm learning as I go instead of I'll never figure this out. It's my time to rise instead of it's too late for me. Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Speak wisely, your future listens. Chapter 6. Gratitude shifts everything. Gratitude rewires your brain, turning what you have into enough. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, give thanks in all circumstances. Daily practice. Morning, list 3 things you're grateful for. Day, say thank you for small wins. Evening, reflect on lessons learned and give thanks. Gratitude brings peace and opens the door for more blessings. Chapter 7. Letting go of control and trusting God. Peace comes from trust, not control. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Let go of the need to control outcomes and make space for God's plan. Surrender is wisdom. Every setback is a setup. Every closed door is guidance. Every delay is preparation. Chapter 8. You are not your past. Your past is a chapter, not the book. Isaiah 43:18-19. Forget the former things. See, I am doing a new thing. Stop identifying with past pain. You are not your failure, trauma, or heartbreak. Every scar carries a story, but you decide its meaning. Let the past teach, not trap you. Chapter 9. Walking in Purpose. Purpose isn't chased, it's revealed through consistent obedience. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, to give you hope and a future. Purpose serves others and aligns with God's plan. Be faithful in small things and the big opportunities will follow. Walk boldly. Your life doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be purposeful. Chapter 10. The Daily Practice of Renewal. Renewal is daily, like nourishing your mind. Morning, speak affirmations and pray. Day, pause and reflect. Evening, gratitude practice. Transformation is progress, not perfection. One thought, one action, one day at a time. A renewed mind moves with grace, peace, and confidence. Conclusion. Step into the new you. Renewing your mind is a lifestyle. Your thoughts, words, and gratitude shape your life. Discipline brings peace. Purpose guides action. Faith drives growth. Step forward with confidence, knowing God is guiding you. Your mind is the garden of your future. Plant faith, peace, and purpose. Say it. I am renewed. I am ready. I am walking in purpose. The shift has begun.